Everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Hope everyone's having a great day. Happy Wednesday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you can hear me, drop in the chat and let us know where you are coming in from. Where are you viewing us from? Our first edition of July's AI Learning Lab. Today, it is ADK Masterclass. We're going to build AI agents that remember and take action. So welcome. We're getting excited. Has been a GDG and GDG organizer for many years now. She's one of our best. She's been with us for a long time. She is coming live today from San Jose. So Deepa, why don't you just kind of give them a rundown of who you are, how many years you've been doing this, and kind of what we'll be learning today?
I've been as a GDE more than 3.5 years, but I've been with Google community for more than 5 years now. Hello, everybody. My name is Deepa. I've been not only along with the communities, but I've worked across many different companies, large-scale companies, for more than 15 years now. And for this event, I have been working around AI architecture and agentic system design. I started off as a front end and full stack. Now I'm into this. So that said, thank you so much, Marty. You guys can, follow me on LinkedIn. Most of my handles are the same. Just check in SDK Deepa, you will find me. So thank you so much, Marty, for for the introduction and running through some housekeepings too. So with that said, today we will be starting off with some key terms. So before we start building, let's define a few terms that you will hear throughout the workshop. First off is an agent. What is an agent? It's nothing but it's simply an AI that can reason and use tools and make decisions, right? A sub-agent is a set of specialized agents responsible for one part of a larger task. So you'll see throughout the workshop when multiple agents work together. And ADK is Google's framework for building and orchestrating AI agents. An agentic pattern describes how agents collaborate, whether that's sequential, in parallel, through routing, or in a loop. So finally, we'll use MCP, which is a standard protocol that lets agents securely connect to databases, APIs, or other external systems, right? So, okay. So these are the agentic patterns that we will be using today. Throughout this workshop, we'll gradually build more capable AI systems. We'll start off with a single agent, then we'll connect multiple agents sequentially, execute agents in parallel, and we'll also introduce self-improving loops, which is the loop agent. And then we'll use a custom agent, which builds the custom business logic. Then we'll use a route agent, especially for routing the requests to specialized agents. Then we'll also let other agents call one another, right? We'll use the tool agent. Then we'll add memory to it. And finally, we'll connect everything to enterprise data through MCP. So the architecture for this lab, or for that matter, every request for this kind of an architecture follows through this architecture. First, you have the application layer where the user receives a request. Then you have an agent runtime, which is powered by ADK, which manages the root agent, session state, and memory. And then the third layer, if you see, the AI reasoning layer is where the Gemini model is. And we will be accessing Gemini model through a Gemini API key or Vertex. You could also use Vertex AI, performing reasoning, and it also decides which tools to call or a sub-agent, and then you generates the response. Finally, the tool layer also gives agents capabilities to a couple of things here. We'll primarily use Google search here for getting external information. One is Google search, or you could also use MCP, where you can get external data from your database or APIs too, right? So whatever is needed. whenever the additional information is needed. Then the external layer, like I said, you could use your databases, APIs, or other systems. And the agent retrieves grounded data from these sources and then finally returns back the response to the user. So every application starts with a single root agent. Depending on the agentic pattern, the root agent may invoke one or more specialized sub-agents to complete the user request. So by the end of this workshop today, you will have much more than a travel planner. You can replace the travel domain with your own business, connect your own data, automate internal workflows, add memory to it, and also deploy application to Cloud Run. We'll not be doing the deployment today, but there are steps to do it, which I can share the information at the end. So with that said, enough of slides, let's build. So here's the QR code for the Code Lab. If you haven't received from the chat, please take a scan it, and then you can use this. I'm going to close this, and then let me see how I can. I want you to all go inside. Again, am I sharing the right screen? I'm going to stop sharing here. Marty, there's the sharing screen. Okay. I think, oh yeah, sorry, it went up there. Okay, let's go ahead. No, I'm good. Thank you, Marty. So I would all want you to go to cloud.google.com to this website. Where is this thing in here? So open your cloud console, and then let's go ahead and start a new project. Are we all I'm going to wait a couple of seconds, make sure that you all can go. If you go here, and then if you already have been in this console, you can click here. Otherwise, you can also you can go to new project. It might show you this screen here as how do you create
Deepa, if you could just increase the font size, that would be great.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
Okay.
There we go.
I
now
am
I can
not
see
looking.
it. Now I can see it.
So how did I go here? So you just have to click on the open project picker here. And then once you go, I'm not going to create it, but I have already one here, but you can go ahead and create one. Give a project name of, let's not do this. Give a project name, for example, July, whatever, MCP or ADK masterclass or something like that. Masterclass, and then you make sure that you select no organization here, and then click create. Okay. So once you create, it's going to ask you to authorize, and you will go through the steps. I think there is also, if you are stuck at some point, please let me know. There is also a list of, I put in slides together. I can share the document too. Is everybody on Google Console and have created a project with project name and selecting the parent source as no organization? Once you create it, you will get a notification here. So thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, will be downloaded. Failed to create project. Why? Okay, can somebody give them the setup slides if possible? Yes, you're created. Thank you, Nada. Okay. If people are still having trouble, please take a look at the slides that will be shared on the chat. this Google Cloud setup slides. Once you create a project, you have to go click on this icon here, which should be enabled. Let me close this for a second. You should be, let's close this. For example, if you click on this Activate Cloud Shell, you have to click on this Activate Cloud Shell. It's going to ask you to, it'll activate all those, activate those for you, and then you can click on Open Terminal. If you make sure that when you click on Activate Cloud Shell, you should be on your current project. In my case, my project ID here lives here. This is the name, and I also have the Cloud Shell pointing to that particular project, right? So once you're in there, go ahead and click Open Editor. So now it'll open up a IDE for you, right? So now let's go to the code lab. We talked about, let's go to step 2. It says get your API key. Now let's go to aistudio.google.com, where you can get an API key. It's already there in the let me stop sharing. I should say probably the enter screen in here. Chrome window, probably this would work. Okay, that way people can see. Can everybody see my AI Studio? Yes, no, maybe. Cool. If you are inside this, what we're going to do is click on this API keys on the left, and then you can say create API key. Okay. So for some people, it might not show up because I already have created this project, imported this project here. So if it is not showing up, don't worry. You just have to click create project and then just create a key, right? Are we all good up until now? So copy this key. And even if you don't, that's okay. We can copy it through this too. So if you hover over, you'll say copy API key. So you can copy this. So we are up until we have created this project, and then we have the API key, right? So let me look through this. We are going to be on the code lab setup session, I guess. So we have completed the step 1, get your Gemini API key from AI Studio. So now we have to clone the repository. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and
Deepa, let's make the font a little bit larger for this as well.
Okay. Oh, hang on. Sorry about that. So
keep going.
Is it good?
Keep
good?
One more maybe.
One more?
Yeah, there
cool.
you go.
Okay. Sorry about that. So this is where you have to go to API keys. And if you click on create API, it's going to ask, it'll give you a prompt. If you don't have anything, just create a project here. And then once you create a project, you can copy the API key. So if you miss it, that's okay. If you click on this icon here, the copy icon, you can still copy the API key. Now, you should all be having this project, and make sure that you have your name or your account, whatever, your user ID, and then you are inside the Cloud Shell. And now we will be going into the step 2. We will go ahead and clone the repo. So hopefully, let's see. So make sure that, okay, I'm going to go ahead and, oh no. I'm going to go and clone this GitHub repository, which is there in step 2, and it's cloning. It's done. So if you see, we have it here as well. Now let's go into CD. Let's go inside this folder. We have completed step 2 now. Is everybody with me? I cannot see the chat, but then I'll wait for 10 seconds and then I'll move on to the next one. Cool. So if you have completed step 2, cloning the repository, now let's set the environment. Let's create the environment before that. Make sure that you have the environment and all the dependencies set up. Let's give it a couple of, okay, one is done. Then make sure that you source it. Make sure that you are activating the environment. And then you need to install all the dependencies. Let's do pip install. And make sure if you have to upgrade, it's going to keep, this might take it might take a little bit of time. I think the next one would take, okay, cool. So we have completed step 3. So once we are in there, we should see something called as ADK underscore environment 2. Let's see. Is everybody with me? Yes, no, maybe. I do not hear anything. Can everybody hear me? Hello?
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay, sorry about that.
Just maybe go through kind of like step 2 and 3 just one more time. There's just some people coming in late.
Okay, step 1. I can't read. Wait a minute. Just let me delete this. Okay, it's okay. We can start over. I'm going to delete this folder here. Make sure delete permanently. Delete. Okay, I've deleted this, so I have to. If I do this, give me. Okay. I'm redoing this, guys. I'm starting from the beginning, so I'm here inside the live workshop that I've created, the project that I've created. Now I'm going to make sure that I am inside this. Okay. I'm in this project, the one that I created. Make sure that your project ID, you are inside that. Okay. Are you good? So now I'm going to go over step 2, which is cloning the repository. Go here. Go to the code lab and then just paste the command, git clone and then the repository link. So once you're done, it's there, then go inside this folder, ADK underscore tutorial. We are here. Is everybody done with step 2, sorry. If not, I am going to move on to please let me know, thumbs up, thumbs down. And we have to start creating the environment. We have a long way to go. So I'm going to go create the virtual environment.
They still want it to be a little bit larger, so just do a little bit larger. Ooh. I think the copy is just really small. Maybe even larger.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
This is the best I can do, because if I do bigger than this, I might lose the screen. So is it good? Cool. Okay. Now let's go to step 3. We are running the very first. We are trying to create the environment. So by putting in the very first command on the step 3, you're creating the environment, and for us to be inside that environment, we need to activate it. So you have to go source it. So now you see here, you are inside that environment. So our next step is to install all the dependencies. Before that, we want to make sure that if we have to upgrade pip, we do that first. And then we install whatever is there in the requirements.txt file, right? So it's running. It will take, depending on your internet connection, it just takes few seconds. So I'm installing all the dependencies at this point. Is everybody done up until here?
Yeah, you have a few people saying that they're done step 3.
Okay, cool. Nice. So now on this step, it says that this is your very, very important part of it. You need to create an environment file, right? So just make sure that you follow this exact step. Go here, if I can select this. Inside the root of this folder, you can create a environment file. I think I already have mine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go open this environment file here, which I already created this. I have it here. Hopefully people can see this. So what I am trying to do is I created this file, and then you have to add the environment. So there are 2 things that you need to add. One is make sure that your Vertex AI is set to false. And then you can also set your API key where it says Google API key. There's this thing. So here, this is where you will paste the API key. Go here to AI Studio, copy this API key, and then go ahead and paste it, right? Don't use my API key, don't take screenshots. I'm going to anyways delete it. So I would also not put it in. If you're planning to push this in GitHub, don't put this. Okay, are we good? We are here. So I've saved it. And then want to make sure that once it's saved, you can also go here, and then save. And done. Boom. I just wanted to make sure it is still there. I'm going to go open the same file, see if it's there. It's there. So we are done. This step is very critical. Make sure that you use your API from AI Studio, right? So up until now, we have set up everything. So we have set up the repository. We have added, we have, first of all, we created a project in Google Cloud, and then we created an API key, and then we cloned the repository, created the environment, and then finally we have also added the environmental variables. This is a very, very important step. This is where you will add your API key. Is everybody up until here with me? Yes, no, maybe. Yeah? Okay, cool. If you say, can you open this? Okay,
So
now.
one comment we're saying is when you say things like open this or click this, like you need to be very specific on where you're pointing. So that's what they're.
Oh, sorry. Which one are you missing here? So are you clear with the API keys? I said go to API keys on the left, and then on the right, you see here, there's a create API button. When I say click here, this is where I'm pointing to. And if you do not have a project, you just have to say create project and then create. For example, if I'm going and giving a name, so for this is what is it? Hands-on, right? So I'm just creating this. If I click create, it's going to create an API key. I'm not going to do that. So this is how you would do it. So once you have that, you will have the API key here, and you can copy this. It also gives you a pop-up too with your API key and other information. Are we clear up until here? And then if you are in the project, sorry about that, this is too big, I cannot see. Is everybody able to clone the repository? If you have cloned, you should see a folder here, and you should also be seeing all these folders inside that. So has everybody created the environment, cloned it, created the environment, installed the dependencies, and added the API key? You can, if you're not comfortable using the bash command, just use this. Just say cloud shell edit.env, and then it'll open up an env file where you can throw in all these details. One is the Google Vertex AI. Make sure that you set it to false because we don't want to use Vertex AI. And then you add your API key. So if everybody's done, I might go to session 1 here. That is your first agent in ADK Web. We are moving to step 3 or session 1, which says your first agent in ADK Web. Now we have all the folders here, which contains all the files that we are talking about. So when I said that single agent is the one that it's a starting point, if you go into this, it uses, and let me do this. So if you go into this file, this is the root agent that I talked about. It starts at this point. And it makes sure, it also loads the environment. This is where it calls your API, uses your API key. And this is the root agent model. This is the planner. And no, this is where this is your starting point. Like I said, it also uses tools like Google Search, the beginning of the slides that I talked about. And we'll be using the model, Gemini Flash latest model. So we are in session 1, and we are going to make sure that, I want to make sure that we are serving this first and see what it is, right? Just say ADK Web. Once I've already sourced it, if you see, there are a couple of commands on the session 1 at the top. Open ADK Web by running, right? We are already sourced it. We are inside that environment. Make sure that you are inside the ADK _ tutorial folder and inside the project folder. And all you have to do is ADK Web. And it also says that you have to serve the port in 800. So you got this. So it says 800. You can go ahead, and if you click on this next to the open terminal button, there is something called this web preview. If you click on the web preview button, you can say change port. Go ahead and change the port to 8000. Right? Once you change the preview, it should open up, hopefully. Okay, this is too small. Nobody can see it. Can everybody see this? Agent development kit.
Yes, I can see this.
Okay, cool. So now what we are going to do is we are going to go and select the single agent from the list here. So click on the single agent. And if you go to the code labs at the bottom of it, there is a test prompt. Just copy the test prompt from the code lab and then paste it here. This is the moment of truth. If everything works, this is going to show up some details. Okay. So let's go ahead. Okay. Who got 429, 404s in this?
Yeah, people have for sure.
Cool. So if you have an error like me, which says that, hey, you have exceeded quota, right? Please check your plan and billing details. So this is where we are not, I have decided it's like for us to go through this whole demo. I have gone through and I have created a GitHub repository with all the notes so that you can use Vertex AI instead. For that, you have to sign up for a new Google Cloud account or Gmail account. When you create a new Gmail account, it gives you $300 free credit. You could use that. With that, we can run this whole thing. However, I will show you how I know you can change the environment variables based off of Vertex AI in a minute. So everybody seeing this 429? Okay, now is I have to swap because I'm using this account, my original GDE account, but I created a separate account for this. So I'm going to swap it to that and then show you how I do this. Up until now, is everybody set up? Everybody is good. I'm going to bring this, not this. Okay, where is that thingy? Okay, I'm not going to use this. I'm not going to use this. I am going to use another stop sharing. Sorry, guys, I have to use this one window, hopefully this one. So yes. Yes. Please let me know if you can see this account because this is where I have added every workarounds.
Yes, I can see that.
Hang on, give me 1 second. I want to make sure that it's all big. And you know what? I'm going to throw this one in here so that I don't have to deal with this. Cool. Okay, so now we will be swapping to Vertex AI. I'm so sorry that we had to do this. I already have a different project in a different account. So let's see this. Hopefully it works. So it was working last night. Let's see if you go ahead, I'm authorizing it. Hopefully everything makes sense now. If I'm looking here and there, I have 2 screens, so I'm trying to see how I can work this through. Okay. Cool. Now, okay. Have it here. Hopefully it works. It's the same project. It's the same repository, but I'm using a different account with the Vertex AI. So I wanted to. This is the way that if somebody can share the GitHub link that I shared earlier, that'll be great. Now is the time that we can show people that there is a workaround for this lab and we can make it work. So I have already enabled the Google Services APIs for this project, and all I'm going to show is how it's different from that of previous.
Increase the font. Increase the font.
Oh, sorry, because I keep missing it. Ooh. Okay, Cloud Shell. Cloud Shell. Edit. This is where it is going to be different here. If you go, okay, you see here, it says Vertex AI. Oh no, which account am I in? Okay, hang on. I don't think I'm in the right one. Oh, I have to, let me delete this permanently. Let me start over. I did the same thing. And then let me restart it. I'm going through the same steps again. Sorry about that. Oh, I'm in the practice one. Says open editor. Oh, let me see. This is the right one. Okay, let me go on it again. So I'm going through back to step 2, I guess. I know I'm setting up the environment, and I'll make sure that I'm inside the environment, hopefully. Sorry, I have to redo this whole thing because it was...
It's good. Explain how you're doing it because people are still kind of confused.
Yeah. I'm just going to explain it. We are just going over the same thing that we did on the code lab instruction, this setup one. I already explained it twice, so I'm just doing the same thing. I'm installing the dependencies, and I'll make sure that the requirements are there. We cloned it. Then here is this. So I'm just installing the dependencies. So if you see here, it is running this. And here is where the we need to change the environment with Vertex AI. Just give me 1 second. Once it finishes up all the installation of dependencies, then I can go over. Okay, cool. I think I already enabled this, but I want to make sure that this is, everybody has this GitHub repo that I shared. If you go to the Vertex AI markdown file, you will see I am in that section of step 2 there. So if you want to do this, just go ahead and enable the, for me, I've already done this, so that's why this is giving this error for me. So just disregard this. For you, it should install the server. No, it should enable those APIs. And then now I have to go open the environment file. This is where your whole thing changes from Gemini API key to Vertex AI. What you have to do is make sure that you set the Vertex AI to true. And the project ID, here is the project ID. If you go to the project ID.txt at the bottom, you can see that too. I'm just going to copy paste this inside the environmental file. So make sure that you set the location to global, because if you set it to your region, sometimes it might not work. I found this workaround that if you make it global, it will work. Okay. So are you all with me? So make sure that if you have a project ID, make sure that you put this project ID here inside the environments here, right? So this is where we're done with this step. And then now we can start doing the same thing like we left with the Gemini API key. Let's start the ADK, right?
Yeah, everyone's ready. They're ready for the next steps.
Okay, cool. Are we good on time? I think from this, it goes.
45 minutes left. 45 minutes left.
We are good at it. This is, just give me 1 second. It's still doing its thing. Okay. If you go here, it does port it in 8000. You can either click on here or just go here and change your port again. It says 8000. Hopefully the moment of truth comes now. If it hopefully works, then you go select the single agent. We are at session 1 of the code lab. Just go ahead, go here, select single agent, and there's a prompt. It says plan a trip to Sunnyvale and Sunnyvale to San Francisco this weekend. I love food and art. So, I hope this works. Let's keep our fingers crossed. It was working last night, I promise. Okay, while this is running, good. So while this is going through, take a look at this file here. If you go to at the top, you see that we ran the single agent, right? If you click on this day trip.py, you can see that this is if you go to hang on. this particular this thing, it's loading the environment, and this is the root agent, which I already explained. This uses a planner agent, and then is a single. This is a single Gemini agent that uses Google search tool. If you go scroll all the way down, you'll see the tool as Google search. So it reads the entire trip request, searches for the current information, and then returns 3 recommendations. If you go here, it'll recommend you 3 things. See, if you see here, 1, modern masters SF MoMA, and then you have a couple of other things. So we are good with this. And also, if you go to events and then click on this, not the trace one, go back here. You have to click on this trace. It'll exactly show you what agent is running. So here we are running this planner agent, right? If you go ahead and see what are the invocations that are happening here. Now, from this on, up until the 7th one is pretty straightforward. So the second step is to go, I'm in the session 2 of the code lab. So now go ahead and select B2, the parallel agent here. Like I said, what does the parallel agent do? It collaborates with different agents, right? So you have the prompt there. If you go ahead in the parallel agent, click on this prompt all the way at the bottom. If I think it's the top for this. Yes, there's something called this test prompt. This is very easy to miss. Make sure that you select all the agents and run it, because it's going to build up the memory, and at the end, how it's going to pull it from the database is what it is. So we are running this. While this parallel agent is running, you can go take a look at this parallel agent here, agents dot. See, you see here, it's using parallel agent, sequential agent. And then in this, if you see, sorry about that. Yeah, it is using the music finder agent, concept finder agent, restaurant finder agent. And if you go all the way down, it uses, these are the sub agents that it's using, right? So now if we go here, and then if you go to this trace, it shows you here all this thing. But if you want to go look at it even further, if you click on this events, now see here, it is running this parallel planner agent, research agent, museum finder agent, all of these, and gets the information. So if you see here, it gets all the information in the using parallel agents. Now, we'll move on to the sequential agent. So sequential agent, select the sequential agent. And then I think I put all the prompts in my GitHub itself so that I don't have to copy from the code lab. So make sure there's a typo here. It says find a sushi near Stanford. Oh, I added in your code lab. It would show it as Stanford. There's no place like Stanford. So make sure to change the typo there. And then if you go here, while the sequential agent is running, go here in the file folder inside the sequential agent, look at the agent and look for it. So again, it's using food agent, and it uses the tool very similar to what we saw before, right? So it says find and navigate. At the end, it also says that which root agent it has to use. So it uses find and navigate agent, which first invokes the food agent, followed by, does a select for, search for the restaurants and stores it in state. If you see here, it stores it in state as destination here. And then it also invokes the transport agent below. So let's go see whether it has done it. So yes, it has run through it. And if we look on this trace, see, it goes into the first find and navigate agent, then it invokes foodie agent and transport agent. Right? So are we good up until now? Yes, no, maybe. Are you understanding this? If you are not able to access Vertex AI at this point, I have put in everything on my GitHub repo. So make sure to go through this, at least follow through this. There is a recording of this. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. And now we are going to be selecting the next agent, which is the loop agent. What did I say? Loop agent, what does it do? It goes and checks for all the agents and picks up the best ones to go through it. So let's go. Where is the loop agent one? Yeah, here it is. Go all the way to 4, that is session 2, workflow agent. We are at the loop agent. And if you go all the way at the bottom, there's a test prompt, a plan a trip from Sunnyvale to San Francisco today. Let's go click on this and then go to loop agent here. And give us this prompt. While it's doing this, let's go look into the loop agent. What does it do? It creates, there is a planner research agent. Where is this thing? Okay. So if you go here, where is this? There's a planner agent that it uses. And then it creates the initial plan, and then it repeatedly invokes all other agents. So this is the critique agent, the refiner agent, exit agent. So basically what the loop agent does, it every time you give something, it improvises it. So, and then gives you a proper response too, based on that. And see, this is an interactive planner agent. So that's how the loop agent works here. And if we see here, see, it also says that when it started the active, and then it's exited the loop. So if you see here how the invocation is happening, you can look into this as well. So up until we are into the loop agent, now we'll move on to the custom agent. I think it is step 5, session 3, custom agent. This is where we are. And then, are we good with time, Marty? So I'm just going to make sure that go to custom agent on your code lab. So there is a prompt at the top which says plan a trip again from Sunnyvale to San Francisco, or from Sunnyvale to San Francisco. And now note this time, we are making a custom request. We are saying that, hey, we need to make sure that the budget is only $100. So we are customizing, our request here. So based on that, this is what I said, that you can budget it, you can give your own, specifications to your agent. So here we will be using something called as budget aware planner agent. That's why when we say $100, that agent gets invoked, and it uses, hang on, let me show you here in this code here. If you go to custom agent, so if you go to custom agent, and then there's agents.py file in here. See, this is where the custom agent, and here we are using budget aware planner, and then the budget aware planner agent uses custom Python orchestration rather than predefined. So if you see here, we are not predefining anything. So these are all custom agent, right? So then the loop, if you go here at the bottom, it shows you how it plans the activity, and then finally it exits down here at the bottom. So, or maybe I'm wrong, somewhere here. If you look into the exit, there's an exit loop call. Sorry, this font is so big that I cannot see it. So if you look for, hang on, let me see, what does it do? There should be exit _ agent somewhere here. I can't see it. Am I in the right thing? Yes, it should be in here. Yeah, it's somewhere down here. Please go ahead and check this code. There should be it does a call to the exit loop. So we are here. If you see, it has given the custom one. It gives you a specification. These are the things for $100. This is what you can do. There's a transportation. It gives you a city transportation, and then art activity, which is free. There's a lunch you can eat at some tacos place for $12. And then there's also dinner for $18, Burmese or Indian restaurant for $18. So this is how, if you see here, what are the things that are the budget planner gets invoked, it's invoked, and then based on the thing that we gave, it invokes other agents such as the activity finder, cost estimator, restaurant finder, etc. Right? So now we are at the next page. If you go, how do you orchestrate these patterns, right? We are using router agent. So let's go ahead and click on this. There's a routing agent here. This is the one, like I said before, it uses which one to collaborate with, which one to get the best results out of it. So let's go ahead and try to say, okay, there's a prompt there. If you go and say, again, Sunnyvale to San Francisco, you're specifying I love concert, restaurant, museum. The first one that we gave, I think we gave only I love art and museum or something like that. So here we are basically making sure that it routes us to the right agent. So let's go here and see this routing agent here. If you go here on this page, hopefully it works. So this analyzes the user's request because we gave whatever love for art, museums, and other stuff. So it selects the most appropriate workflow here. And it does also, it takes the routes request to custom agent, loop agent, or parallel agent based on the task. So if you, based on this, it could change, it can get the foodie agent, it can get transport agent, and other agents. So if you go here, you can see it has listed out 3 of them. One is MoMA, then there's a live concert that's going on in San Francisco, I guess. There's something with dining reservations too. Last time when I ran this, there was a Michelin star restaurant that was given. So that was fun to watch it last night. So again, these are the agents that are invoked based on our request. So we are at step 6. The next one is where we will be using the tool agent, agent as tool, where we are using here Google search. And yes, go here. I'm going to pause after this to make sure that everybody is clear with what I'm doing, and I'm not just talking to myself. So again, the same very similar prompt. And this is agent as tool. Oh, while we do this, it also throws in some, if you go look into this logs, it'll show up as well. If any error comes in, you can throw that, and you can also use Gemini to ask if you run into any errors. So yes, this is where we are. Agent as a tool. What does it do? Here it the treat. Where's something? Where is this? Validate. Yeah, the trip agent here treats other agents as reusable tools. See, it uses a reusable tool here. So this is what the trip agent does. So it uses other agents, and then it invokes the location scout agent and then the validator agent. Let's go see if it did the same thing. If you go click this, same thing. The trip agent, it invoked these agents too, the locator scout agent and then the validator agent here. So far so good. I'm done with all the agents here. Now we have to move on to the long-term memory. Is everybody with me on this? So far so good. And you can also take a look at what is the function called. You can use the trace here as well. So it gives you specific calls as well, the session calls. If you see, all those details are given here.
Yeah, there's only 30 minutes left, and I know some people are still receiving errors, but
okay,
just keep going through. Yeah,
okay,
just keep going.
I'm going to run through the last 2 steps because I already have this thing set, so it should not take that much time. Just give me 1 second on this. So, okay, hang Okay, I have. Okay, go ahead and do, what is this thing? Control C if you want to kill this server. And then now what we're going to do is we have to make sure that we are with the session memory. Let's go run it locally and see whether we are in this one. We're already inside the ADK underscore tutorial folder. We have already sourced it. Just go to this, hopefully this works. So make sure that you go into this F agent with memory, change the directory to this, point to this directory, and then say Python main.py. What does it do here? Let's check what does it do. So here we are locally running and checking. What is this? Okay, it's asking you for, this is where it whatever conversation we have stored in memory, it is stored in our local SQL SQLite database. So it's going to bring it up. So that's what I'm trying to do. Let's say copy. Hopefully this works. So I like art and Italian food. That's what it says. Hang on. Okay, it does say something, and it says, hey, if you are just ignore this thingy at the top, the function called thingy, the warning. But then it says that based on your intrusion, if you like to know, it says something. And then now we are going into the same thing and give another test prompt. It should recall from this thing. It did say Sunnyvale Creative Arts and Sweet Sicily Italian place. Now let's go to a trip to San Francisco based on my preference. It should show something in here. Hopefully it works. Come on. Okay, it does say. So this is the response for this in Sunnyvale. And then what did we give? In San Francisco trip based on this. So these are the restaurants that it gave me based on based on the conversations before. Now we are into the last step, which is the last step. This is what you have to set this up correctly. Otherwise, it would not work. Make sure that your toolbox is connected to MCP. Like I said, it can use tools like Google Search or MCP. Here we are going to use MCP. That is basically we are connecting our database, which has gotten all the information so far from the prompts that we gave. So what I'm going to do is going back to the same, I'm going to kill this. Okay, I'm shutting down the server. So I'm going back to my project folder and then make sure it's already sourced. And I want to set this up. Hopefully it works. Do I have to go to this toolbox? Oh, yes. Okay. First, we need to make sure that we strip database. And then we are this. Make sure that everything goes into the database here. It's already been created. So if you go into this, if you go all the way down, there should be somewhere destinations.db. It's already created. Now we have to install and run the MCP toolbox server. This is the last step. Please do it correctly. Otherwise, it won't work. So now go into the toolbox folder. Okay. And then for the sake of this demo, if there is anything in this previously, I'm going to remove the toolbox and then recreate this thing. So I'm going to set this up to version 16, and then make sure that I make sure that I use this operating system. Mine is a Mac. So then you add, and then you call into this. Hopefully, there's 2 blocks, right? Yes. And then, okay, just give it some time because this takes time to get all your database with the, set up. So just give it some time so that it populates everything. Once it's there, then the last step is hopefully it works. We're almost done. Just we have only 3 steps left. But this one takes a few seconds to run through this. So is everybody so far so good? And I want to make sure that I post this somewhere. Where is? Okay, it's done here. So we have everything in here. So finally, the last step is again. And then I'll make sure that it's already done. Okay, make sure that it's done. Okay, cool. Then I'm in the MCP toolbox. Now let's go serve it under port. Let's spin up the server. Everything goes on well. Let's pray to God. It works. Okay, it's ready to serve. Now we are almost there. So it is ready, but make sure that you create another terminal. We are inside the shell, and let's see. I'm using 2 terminals here. One is running the server, and then the other one is we are going to see whether it's going to get us the results. So for my sake, this is not in your code labs, but I want to make sure that I set this environment correctly so that it works. So this is all in my GitHub repo with the steps. So I'm going into this CD, into this agent. I am inside the MCP folder now. Now we are at the very last step. Let's run this and see if it goes through this. Hopefully it works. Okay, hopefully. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Okay, cool. Now it is initializing. Great, yes. Oh, we have a problem here. Why in the world? Syntax file. Oh, there's some error here. Okay, let's see if it is not. I'm not sure. I have to debug this later. Okay, now if you go to the last 3 prompts given on the MCP, it has to get it from the agent. Let's see if it is going through. Yes. See, you see here, it is giving us the 3 top rated destinations in Tokyo. And then let's complete this workshop with the last 2 prompts. Okay, now let's see. Show me the museums around Rome. I think it shows Vatican. Yeah. And then, oh, this was fun. The New York. I don't know what you get for $25 in New York. Probably a coffee and a sandwich. So we are adding the last prompt, exploring the budget. So there's Central Park, which is free, Statue of Liberty, which is free. So this concludes this code lab. We have successfully completed so far. You can go ahead and rewatch the recordings for this. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. So I'm going to stop sharing here. Marty, are you there?
Yes, and so everyone, I know there's been some issues with errors and things like that. So like I said, this will be recorded. We are sharing this on our website over the next few days. We're also going to share let me just get this for you, this GitHub that Deepa put together that helps you with the workarounds. Everyone, this is the workaround with the error. We've had some issues with cloud credits, so we cannot be using that currently. It's currently down. So that was the workaround that we shared in this GitHub that she put together here. So go through those steps and it should be able to get the workaround. Deepa, any final kind of just suggestions?
Yeah, suggestion. You will bump into stuff when you restart it. I've also given steps to, if you want to come back to it, and then if you want to restart the Vertex AI, I have added the steps. So far, I hope it was useful and it was clear. And if you have missed the very first few slides, I was talking about all the agents particularly. You can go back because I was not able to go through the code inside each agent file because one, it was too big, I couldn't see. And I was not able to go and pinpoint the right agent stuff too. But make sure that you look into the code and then also look into the trace files as well so that you can understand step by step what's happening. This was too fast of a rundown, but if what's the workaround? Really, it's there on the GitHub. So just check in.
Scroll up and you'll see it. I also saw some people say that they had to do a new Gmail account. I think I saw some people say that they did that and that helped. So,
and one more thing, Marty, before I let you go, one thing I want to share. So if you are using first time, I put in I think there is a first pre-setup. If you are trying to go ahead and if you click on the slides, you'll have all the steps here too. So if you are from the US, it'll ask you a credit card and all, but then you don't have to. You can delete that account. You can activate your $300 credit. And then how do you create a project? I've given all these steps here. And then what exactly you need to do. So that's something that you can, if you follow this, you should be fine for the Vertex AI, with the Vertex AI, and you will be able to complete this whole code lab. I hope this helps.
Awesome. And if you want to see this presentation done in Portuguese or Spanish, we have Portuguese, I believe, tomorrow and Spanish on Friday. So if you are fluent and you need another presentation or another workaround, you can watch it there. Okay.